Hey guys, welcome back. This is Val from Dreamlight. In today's video, I'm going to show you a quick, cool kind of approach to using this set I just released in the DAZ store. A few ideas you can tweak it to make it look slightly different and achieve some cool effects at the same time. So this new set is called 3D Photo Scenes Grungy Industrial Places, and it features 6 backgrounds. And it has a background plate and a foreground or ground plate, if you will. And it also has displacement map on the ground, so it looks really cool and realistic. Plus it sticks to your character's feet, so when you move your camera you actually have a 3D effect. So regardless, this is a kind of like a flat looking scene, right? It has a cool 3D effect to it. So let me show you how that works. And as you can see, you can render from slightly from the top as well, and the ground looks pretty high res from that angle. All right, so when you have it installed, you can find in my DAZ Studio formats, DAZ library, live presets, Dreamlight, array, 3D photo scenes. I know, a lot of folders. And then you got these, and I've made a bunch of them. And the one here is Grungy Industrial Places. And what you have here is pretty much all the sets have an icon, right? And then we have also render settings for each one of these. So these down here are my work folders, so don't worry about those. So let me just click on number 1, and also here click on number 1 preset and all that. So as you can see now, the ground is, well, it's kind of flat, right? But you can move it forward and backward, and so it has a kind of like a cool 3D effect to it. All right. So when you load a car, just for a quick reference here, let's load a car real quick. Vehicles, and here, just load this one. And upon loading, it ends up in your scene, and you can immediately switch to NVIDIA Array Preview Render, and you are ready to create your images. This is how fast and easy these are. And now if I move the camera now, you can see the ground actually follows along. So it kind of sticks to your character's feet, if you will, or in this case the car's tires, right? So you get a cool 3D effect included. Now these backgrounds come with light presets matching. You can also disable depth of field to get the background sharp. As I said, you can also raise the camera up and get it to work like that. So regardless, these are being flat items, they have a lot of cool 3D effect to it, right? So that's pretty cool. Now what you also have is an ability to kind of modify these slightly, and one of the things you can do is throw in so we have a set called After Rain, right? After Rain 2, and you can add those puddles to the set to further make it look different, right? So that now becomes an additional kind of layer on top, and you can move these layers around to change how the puddles affect and react to your image. And they will also reflect slightly what's going on here in the set. So these are pretty cool. Now After Rain is a separate set in my DAZ store, but that's fully compatible with this one here. And you can also rescale the puddles of this layer and make it look all the way you want and exactly where you want that to be. Pretty cool. All right, so that's that. Let me remove that. And the other cool thing you can do with this, you can actually go in here. This one uses the built-in kind of array light system, right? But what you can do is you can dim it down quite a bit. So let's just say we make it a little bit blue toned, all right, and dim it down to kind of dark. And on top of that, now you can throw in extra light. So if you add an extra light here and just raise it off the ground a little bit quick, I'm just doing a quick example, and that light now becomes a secondary light source in your scene. Just real quick here, just bashing it through that. So you can add an additional kind of like a street light effect if you want. right? So it's still made, it's possible to make your lights to capture that. And one of the advantages of this set is that it will capture the additional lights, and as opposed to HDR maps, which will not capture additional lights. You cannot cast inside DAZ Studio a spotlight onto a HDR backdrop and have it react to the light. It will not do that. And by the way, you can also throw in the light into the background. It will react there as well in the background, right? So that kind of adds a little bit of depth to your scenes, and you can play with them on top of what you have, what comes with the set, so to speak, right? So for instance, you can have two lights, one of them being projected at the background. Then I can copy that one and project it here just real quick. I'm really bashing through here as quick as I can. Move that over to the car and play with dual lights on top of everything else that's going on in the scene, right? So it's pretty cool. Now, this set, in addition to this, as I said, it has 6 backgrounds, right? But what also has, let me just remove that. Remove this, and let's load number 2. Because number 2 is slightly different. If you take a look at it, let me just pause real quick. Here, if I load number 2, you can see that it has slightly different appearance, right? And slightly different look. And this one has additional kind of large-scale boxes included that kind of block off the background. And if you look at this from a top view and wireframe, you can see that there's additional boxes being placed here behind the camera. This is the camera, this is the set, and they create this shadowy effect. So if I back it off a little bit, you can see that this set is having an additional kind of like a shadow effect, right? So if you place a character here, or just a vehicle real quick, let's place a vehicle. All right, vehicles, let's place something else. Let's place this one here, post-apocalyptic car. And now you can see that, let me just rotate this book here. All right, so it's from the side, and this set is pretty much the same. It's just it behaves slightly different because it has those additional light blockers included, so that you can go ahead and play and tweak them and decide where exactly your light is coming from, right? And this is kind of like a post-apocalyptic car, which has a really cool look to it. And so these sets are really quick to use, and they look great because they have additional ground that's very, very high res with additional displacement effects. So you can get really close, even though they're kind of small, you can get really close to the ground and still feel the sharpness underneath. You can see I'm pretty close now to the ground with the camera, and yet it looks pretty sharp. I'm just wait for the Array render engine to update. I'm going to just pause. There we go, right? So it is still sharp and nice looking. So guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. These sets are right now in my store on a sale, so go ahead and grab them. $10 right now for 6 backgrounds. A lot of cool usage options, and like I showed you, you can add additional lights and tone down the environment so that you have they do react to additional lights. That's pretty much all I want to cover. So go ahead and check this out. There's a link below this video, and if you want to master DAZ Studio, we have a cool deal right now with the $1 for a full week trial. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Have fun with your art, and I'll see you soon again.